All right, I know things look bad, but we just gotta chill out, man. We just gotta press that record button, get our notes ready, and we'll be good to go. Wait, dude, where's my podcast?
Dude, where's your podcast, dude?
Where's my podcast, dude?
Dude, where's your podcast?
I don't know, but welcome to It's Always Sunny in Hollywood, where today we are going to be talking about stoner comedies from the 2000s. I am your host, Lugia, and with me are...
I'm Red.
I'm Patty, and real question: what do you guys think this movie's equivalent is in the Cars universe?
Where's my brother? Oh, brother, where
Dude,
art
where's
thou?
my dude?
It's not
Where's
just
my
The Hangover.
dude?
It's not just The Hangover, because The Hangover is like the same thing. It was like everyone forgets, but like instead of it being a car, it's just another guy. Okay, I guess Dudes Were My Car in the Cars universe is The Hangover.
I believe we have some news to go over before we get started.
Yes, two of the most legendary, influential musicians of their time, unfortunately passed away this week. Sly Stone and Brian Wilson. They're funny enough, they're basically on opposite ends of the music spectrum, but they're both incredibly influential. Um, the Beach Boys are probably one of my favorite bands ever. I've listened to a ton of their stuff. I think their most beloved album is probably Pet Sounds, mostly because it was like the first concept album. Pet Sounds is like, realistically speaking, is probably the most important album of the 20th century because it was like just unbelievably influential, kind of changed the industry. A lot of people kind of chalk up a lot of what a Pet Sounds did to Sergeant Pepper, but no, Sergeant Pepper and all that experimentation stuff, the Beatles did, they all got the idea from Pet Sounds. They're like, holy shit, what the Beach Boys did is insane. We need to do that too. But even outside Pet Sounds, I think they're great. You know, the albums they did right before Pet Sounds, the B sides of that are all amazing, and they did a bunch of good stuff after. You know, Sunflower has basically invented dream pop. They invented a couple genres because Sunflower basically invented dream pop. I think it's called Love Yourself or Love You. That one, it was like in the 70s. That one invented so much stuff related to lo-fi. Beach Boys are probably one of the most innovative music acts ever. A lot of this also applies to Sly Stone, just more in like just in a completely different genre. Like Beach Boys is more influential to rock. Sly Stone is much more influenced to like funk, soul, that kind of stuff. So yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, so, dude, where's my car? Was directed by Danny Leiner and written by Philip Stark. That latter name you're probably a little familiar with if you've ever seen That 70s Show, because he was also the screenwriter for that. Dude, Where's My Car was released on December 15th, 2000 with a budget of $13 million, and it made $73.2 million. And I was kind of shocked about that. I didn't realize this film was kind of a success for its time. And a couple fun facts before we get into the nitty gritty. So the title of Dude, Where's My Car? I think we pointed this out when I gave the recommendation, but it's a line from The Big Lebowski, if you've ever seen that. It's not said the exact same way, but the idea is still there.
And I feel it's kind of similar to the Big Lebowski in a way, where it's sort of like a weird kind of stoner comedy twist on a detective story.
Yeah.
Except this time they're investigating what they did last night, kind of like The Hangover.
And a couple other things. I found it very funny that Seth Rogen auditioned for one of the lead roles. I don't know who he would have been, but I think him being in the film regardless would have been really funny.
Yeah, I mean he's done kind of similar stuff later.
Yeah.
So he didn't really miss out, but yeah.
Ashton Kutcher, who was Jesse in this film, nearly turned down his role entirely until when he read the script, he read the tattoo scene, and immediately he's like, all right, no, I'm making this film. Let's do it. That one scene was enough to get his approval.
So this came out around the time That 70s Show was still airing, and he plays basically the exact same character in That 70s Show. It's kind of funny.
There was going to be a sequel to this film called Seriously Dude, Where's My Car? But it was never developed. It was only in the planning stages. And it was...
Any particular reason why it wasn't made?
I don't know. I guess just a lack of interest, really.
I don't know. 9/11 really changed the film making public's film going public's taste.
Also, speaking of lack of interest, it ran for a For Your Consideration Academy Award campaign, and it was called Dude, Where's My Oscar? But it failed to get nominated.
He does a shit post.
And finally, the word car is used 62 times in this film. Nowhere near as many times as the word fuck is said in Uncut Gems, but it's still a lot.
Also, I counted, they only say, dude, where's my car 7 times. Significantly less than I was expecting.
But what is the plot of Dude, Where's My Car? Well, I'll keep it very simple. So, two stoners named Jesse and Chester wake up one morning and forgot they were at a party, and they got so fucking wasted, they don't even remember anything that happened the day before. They trashed their girlfriend's house, they hung out with a transsexual stripper, there's aliens. But more importantly, Jesse can't find his fucking car. Where's the car? So
Basically, this is the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life. But that's not necessarily an insult.
So mainly the general premise of the movie is Jesse and Chester basically piecing together what they did last night while also searching for the car and trying to get the continuum transfunctioner for an alien cult for
You know what I found?
Zoltan.
You know what I think is really funny?
But
We never actually figure out what they did last night. Like, I don't understand how these dots connect at all because they're like, oh, what would you do if you had a bunch of money? Oh, we go to strip club, but they got the money at the strip club. And like, how did they meet these alien dudes? Like, I don't the plot doesn't actually make any sense. You know, it's not like Memento or like
they
The
also
Hangover where like you actually can figure out like the train of logic. But whatever, it doesn't really matter.
they also leased a car at some point, and they don't use that car ever again outside of the one scene.
They get the car from those like German or Swedish dudes. I think they like ask them for the car. They're like, hey, if you give us your car, we'll get you like the thing. That's what happens. But then they like lose the car immediately. This movie's really stupid. It has some good bits. It's mostly repetition, honestly. Like the dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Or the and then the tattoo scene. It
What does
basically
my
feels like
tattoo say? Sweet. What about mine,
like
dude?
it basically feels like a bunch of Abbott and Costello routines, except both of them are Costello. Like both of them are idiots. I don't know if it's a hot take. I kind of wish it didn't have the alien stuff.
I agree.
Like honestly, I feel like it went like too absurd. I honestly thought it would have been funnier if they like kind of stayed grounded with just like investigating what they did last night
Like,
and finding absurdity there. Again, other movies have done this before. You know, Smiley Face. Smiley Face is probably the best example of this. Like I would actually say that like Face is probably like my favorite stoner comedy. I feel like it does what all these movies try to do, but like better. It's much more grounded. That's done by Greg Araki actually, which is really funny because we've talked about him before.
I was actually going to compare this to Nowhere. So I don't mind the alien twist at all, but I do agree with you that they should have leaned less into that as the film progressed. I was more interested in seeing how the dots connected with what they did last night, and even though it would probably be sporadic, and in this film's case, like, they don't make fucking sense, it still would have been funny, and like a lot of gags could have revolved around like, we did this last night with all this money, what the fuck? And I was hoping that would get like increasingly more comedic as the film went on, but at a certain point, once Jesse and Chester are taken to the barn of the Zoltan cult, like, it's all about the alien stuff and the continuum transfunctioner, and I think that's where the film started to like lose it for me.
So, did you guys like the movie overall, or was it like
I didn't
whatever?
hate it. I knew going in this was going to be like a kind of bad movie. I didn't hate it though. Some of the jokes I actually thought were pretty funny, but all in all, it's okay. Like, I've seen better, I've seen worse. What about you?
I kind of liked it. So the director of this movie, I saw, also directed the first Harold and Kumar, and I can see this being enjoyed in a similar light, or even if you like something like Bill and Ted or Beavis and Butthead. It's a very
I'd
stupid
say
comedy,
the first
but
Harold and Kumar is much better. I feel like it goes for a similar vein. The first Harold and Kumar, where like they have a very like simple goal and then they just run into a bunch of weird stuff. But Harold and Kumar never goes like too off the rails. I guess the sequel does, but even the sequel, like there's still like a clear train of logic. That's what I kind of feel. I kind of feel like dumb movies like this still need to have like a train of logic. Like Bill and Ted, there's still like a clear like logic that's operating under. Same with Beavis and Butthead Do America, that one, yeah. Almost the
feel-
joke is that like the character is that we understand what's going on, but the characters don't. But here, we're like just as in the dark as them, and when we like piece things together, it's not like, oh, you know, this makes sense. It's just like, oh, this is just really fucking dumb.
I feel like this movie fluctuates between being stupid but funny and stupid but just stupid. Like there are some really good
that's a good
jokes
one.
here, but I feel like for every good joke, there's like 2 jokes where I'm like, we're really doing this? Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. Every single sex joke like bombed for me, pretty much.
This was also not a
He's
very
like,
good
"We will give
movie
you oral
for
pleasure." It's like,
Pride Month, and I'm
yeah,
regretting
yeah,
this choice on this month.
yeah. It's pretty like, it's like this is one. This isn't the most transphobic movie I've seen, but like it is up there. Like I don't know. Technically, the trans people got a happy ending, which is more than you can say for a lot of movies at the time.
But
But
there's also
yeah.
some gay jokes that could be seen as homophobic.
Okay, I'll be honest. Some of the gay jokes actually did make me laugh. Like when they just kissed in the car because they thought they were like psyching like the other dudes out. Like it was kind of funny because it's so stupid, but it was like I don't know. I feel like the dumb guy logic works when like they're just dumb and like the world around them isn't. Like all the jokes that bomb for me is when like the world around them was also very stupid and was like, all right, well that's just and like I don't know.
Like the Chinese food lady just saying and then over and over.
Yeah,
Because then you
like
just kind of
that
feel
was like
you kind of just feel bad for
They do that
Jesse by that
twice.
point.
They do that twice.
there was like
I didn't really
there
find
was
it funny the first
potential.
time, but I will say I
There's
think the second time it kind of worked at the end when the German guys they realize what's going on, but they're kind of like, okay, we actually want to order food as well. I don't know. Like I thought that kind of worked, but I didn't find the initial scene very funny.
I don't know. It feels like there's potential with that one, but like I don't know. It reminds me of
I
like
don't know,
those like old shitty like WhatsApp commercials. It was like it was just kind of like loud and obnoxious, and that's kind of it.
yeah, like occasionally there's a joke that kind of works, but like it gets drawn out. Like I thought the tattoo scene was kind of funny at the start, but I think it just kind of went on a bit long,
And
and
I
then
think it
they bring
also
it
Yeah,
back later.
it also closed in like a very anticlimactic way where the guy just like had enough and he's like, your tattoo says dude, your tattoo says sweet, god damn it.
I don't even mind it getting dragged out, but like the fact like it doesn't build on top of it. It's not like who's on first, where like the joke is constantly building on top of itself because it is basically just the who's on first bit, except it's like instead of a man named who is on first, it's your tattoo literally says sweet, or like that Rush Hour joke. The Rush Hour 3 joke is like who are you? Is like the Rush Hour 3 joke is like a better version of that.
Again, there are some jokes in here I did find kind of funny. One that sticks out to me is when they're with the aliens and they're walking over to their facility and they ask, "Wait, we're going over there? Is that a barn? Is it red? No. Then it's not a barn."
Actually, I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure
why. Like
they
that just
weren't
got me.
aliens, like they were like alien worshippers, like Scientologists.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, the Zoltan
I don't
clan.
know. I thought that was kind of funny. Where it's like, I mean, yeah, barns are usually red. Another bit I thought was kind
Yeah.
of funny. Granted, I don't know if it was intentional or not. There's that whole sequence where they get the rental car, and that goes on for like 5 minutes. And then at one point after that, Jesse looks at his watch and says, "Okay, break's over. Gotta go find my car." I'm like, wait, did the plot just stop for no reason?
I don't know if it's a hot take, but I thought Sean William Scott or Chester, his performance was funnier than Jesse's. I know they're very similar, but I don't know. Something about like Sean William Scott just has like a very funny way of looking like there's absolutely nothing behind his eyes. And that kind of cracked me up. When like Ashton Kutcher, I don't know.
It's clear to me that Ashton Kutcher is supposed to be like more of the straight man in this duo, but he's still really fucking stupid. But like every now and then, Chester will have like a stroke of intelligence, like when they meet the guy from the who like tends to the ostriches, and like he gives like a really strange ostrich fact. He's like, "Yeah, you're free. Let's go, buddy." I thought their dynamic was like all right overall, but they're largely the same character, just like you copy and paste one over the other.
They're kind of like indistinguishable from any other idiot duo of the 90s. Like I
Yeah.
feel like on the spectrum, like they're not like they're dumber than Bill and Ted, but they're not as horny as Beavis and Butthead. But like other than that, they're like kind of indistinguishable.
They're still pretty fucking horny, let's be real.
Actually, one small detail I did kind of like is that they do like a title card introduction for each character when they appear. Well, not each character, it's very inconsistent which characters they decide to do. Like at the beginning of the movie, they're watching Animal Planet and like the fucking monkey on screen, a title card.
I thought they were gonna do more with that. I thought that monkey was
Yeah,
gonna play like a more important role in the story, and that was supposed to be the joke.
but again, it's inconsistent which characters do. Like some characters do, some characters don't. It doesn't even matter like how significant they are. Like again, the fucking monkey gets one, but some other
The
characters don't.
big alien lady also gets one near the end.
When it comes to bits I find funny, there aren't like actually that many bits I find funny. I really just find like I just saw like some of the performances were like a little fun. I don't know. Once it goes like full, like the alien stuff is really dumb. Most of the stuff with the twins and like their girl obsession is pretty dumb. The tattoo stuff was all right, but they kind of drag it out a bit.
The rival, what's his name, Tommy?
Yeah, all that stuff was really dumb. Like, there wasn't like anything fun with that. All the sex jokes were fun. Weren't I mean were dumb, not fun. The opposite of fun. I thought like the blind charity thing was gonna go somewhere, but like they had like no jokes about the fact that they were just a bunch of blind kids. I was like, I don't even know what the point of that scene was.
They have a kid touch someone's boobs. I think
That's
that's
it.
the
Like
only
that's
thing they
one
did.
joke. That's it. I was like, I thought there was gonna be like something more there. I was like, oh, okay. It's kind of funny that we talked about this like right after Freaks because like Freaks has like some misses, but like that like actually had like a good ratio of like hits. But like I don't know. This is like
It's like the
you
inverse
ever
of
hear like
Freaks
a
in
joke?
terms of how many jokes
You,
hit.
you ever hear someone like tell a story and they deliver it like a joke, but then there's like no actual like punchline? That's what kind of
Mhm.
feels like sometimes. By the way, I don't mind like sex jokes. Like I think Superbad is hilarious and stuff, but like everything here is just like I feel like the best bits in this are like when they're treated like idiots. But I feel like this movie wants them to like be cool and be rewarded, and it's like I don't know. It's not like Bill and Ted where there's like kind of an earnestness to the characters. Like they just come off as like sleazy, really sleazy. I mean, they try to cheat on the girlfriend like what 4 times. I think like the reason I thought Sean William Scott was like funnier was because like he comes off as like so stupid that like I almost like kind of feel like it isn't his fault. It's similar way to like have you ever watched Beavis and Butthead? Butthead is a fucking asshole, but Beavis he doesn't really come off as an asshole. He kind of comes off like Butthead is dragging him along. So you feel more sympathetic towards Beavis. Watch Smiley Face, watch the In-Betweeners movie, watch Harold and Kumar, watch The Hangover. They all pretty much do what this tries to do, but better. Watch Bill and Ted. Any of them. Yeah, honestly, going into this episode, I was thinking I was going to recommend it, but now that I sat with it for a bit, I was like, nah, I really don't.
No, there's definitely better stoner comedies out there. Like, not to say this is awful or anything. Again, I think it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
but-
Like this isn't a painful movie, but like when you watch it, it's just gonna like pass through you like nothing.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it, you're gonna be like, okay, that was a movie, and then you're just gonna like move on.
Like, yeah, it could probably be like fun with some friends, like get high or something. But like overall, like I'm probably not gonna go out of my way to watch this again.
And chances are, if you
So-
get wasted while watching this, you're gonna forget everything about it.
From understand a lot, like among the Gen X audience that it was for, it was pretty popular. But like it was one of those movies where people like quote, and I feel like that's kind of like the fun of the movie because like in the opening we kind of had fun like doing the bits, and like it's kind of funny to do the voice and be like, dude, card, where's your card, dude? Like that's fun to do, and like so is a sweet and do like it's one of those movies that's more fun to do like an impression about with your friend than that's actually fun to like watch.
That's
Like it's
still
fun to just put
something,
on
at
the voice and
least.
say dumb shit. Yeah, I guess, but like I don't know.
Credit where credit's due. I did laugh more than I was expecting, but again,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
more
like,
misses.
What scenes in particular?
This is like a very it's very
Like-
free to
I-
like I don't know, talk about this film, I guess. 'Cause,
I
like,
told you the barn thing I thought was kind of funny when they literally stopped the plot just to fuck around in the rental car. What was another one?
Oh, I'll give credit. As much as I didn't like the alien plot, I thought the fire hydrant bit was kind of funny. The fire hydrant bit where he's like, dude, knock him out, like where he was trying to like tell him to knock him out with the fire hydrant, but
yeah.
he just didn't get
Yeah,
it. I thought that was like kind of okay, especially because like he just walked over there, grabbed the fire hydrant, mind what he wants to do, then put it back, and walked there and was like, all right, dude, now do that. And he like I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. That was like a decent idiot gag. It kind of played into the fact that one of them was a bigger idiot than the other, but like they were still both idiots. Where like, and he could have like just done it himself at that point, but like he was still like, no, man, you gotta do it because like you're the one that's by the. Like it felt like there was more thought put into that rather than just like repetition or going like, oh, look how wacky the aliens things are. The ending also kind of lost me just because like I feel like the alien stuff like it was a little bit funny when you just thought they were like crazy Scientologists, but like once like she actually transformed, I was like, oh, okay. The whole model thing honestly just kind of sucked. Like the extremely attractive ones, like I don't know. I think it would have been funny if it was more of like if they were just like a bunch of kooks or like
Literally,
feds or
like
whatever.
half of their lines are "We are hot chicks." Like that's mostly what they say.
Okay. You know what? Do you want to? What it would have been funny if they were just the nihilists from The Big Lebowski. That would have been That's basically what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the nihilist bit from The Big Lebowski. It would have been funny if they just did that. There, that's my statement. Some of these bits feel like bits from other movies I've seen, but worse. And yeah.
Final recommendation: Dude, Where's My Car is a decent high watch and a perfectly passable movie sober.
Yeah, this is a movie that if someone put it on, I wouldn't turn it on, but it leaves absolutely no impression on me. I guess I don't really recommend it, but like, yeah, I don't know.
If you're really curious, then go for it, but otherwise, you're better off just skipping this one. I believe that's it then, right?
Yeah,
All right.
we're to give
Yeah.
recommendations for better ones.
mean,
So
You get what you pay for. There is indeed a dude missing his automobile and inquiring about the whereabouts.
Which, it just turned out that it was behind a mail truck the whole time, and they just couldn't stand around for like a minute more just to see the mail truck move.
Idiots.
Exactly. And they get run over by an old lady.
So what did we learn today?
Don't do drugs?
absolutely nothing.
Patty, I believe it's your turn to recommend now.
That it is.
All right, what do you got?
And so these last two movies have been pretty surreal, stupid comedies. And okay, these not I got a double whammy for you. And while they are comedies, kind of, they much more lean into the adventure and the whimsical, I guess. So these are two movies that I remember watching as a kid, and I'm willing to bet you guys probably swapped spit with them too, or at least one of them. That said, I haven't watched either of these movies in about 20 years, so I'm kind of curious to see if they hold up at all. So, next week, we're double dipping with Jumanji and Zathura.
I thought you were going to do The Princess Bride.
All right, I've
Princess
seen
Bride and
both
what?
Jumanji and Zathura.
I haven't seen both of these in a long time. I think I saw Zathura when it first came out in the what was it, the late 2000s, like 2008?
Yeah,
2005, dude.
5, Jesus
You know,
Christ.
yeah, Patty, do you remember that there was actually a Zathura board game in our elementary school?
Yeah, I do. Never played it.
It was like okay, I don't know. It wasn't really much to write home about. It was just kind of cool because it kind of
Just
had
wanted all the wacky shit to happen in real life.
Yeah, I remember liking the movie, so it would be fun to revisit.
It goes without saying
I
too,
remember
but
liking
you
Zathura.
want us to see the original Jumanji, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
1995, Rob Williams.
The one's actually about board games, not the ones where they get sucked into board games. The ones where the board games come to real life, not the ones where they go inside the board game.
Wasn't there an episode of Gumball that also did that?
There was,
Probably.
yes, and that episode's fucking hysterical. I remember that was the episode like that. Even my parents caught a glimpse of it, and they're like, "This is really funny."
All right, so next week, gonna dust off our board games from years ago. This has been It's Always Sunny in Hollywood. Thank you for watching or listening, or however you view this podcast. And until next time, I don't know. I don't have a closer for this one.
We have a
And then, oh, that's how you're ending it. And then,
wait, hold up. I wrote something that could work as
Okay.
an ending. What was it? Oh yeah. We gotta go. There's a breakdancing stripper emergency.